Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Dark Match. This is the TNA edition for the week, hot off the heels of their mediocre pay-per-view Genesis. I am Christopher Says, your Dark Match's mastodon on the monotone, as always.
I'm Magpie. I'm DarkMatch's recluse.
I am Teefus, and Scotch is your best friend in life.
Especially during this show. And I am the fat one, Subrick, and I will be informing all of you what the Iron Sheik is tweeting this week. At Sanjay Tatterson, you know fucking Jabroni, you need to be percent 1,000 again. You know Fetcher, you are number one.
Well,
Iron Sheik giving advice to the younger generation.
Yes,
Yeah,
I had no idea that, Sanjay, he's above the level. He's the percent 1,000.
yeah, well, I guess that's his barometer for liking someone is as long as they're not the Virgil, then that's fine.
It makes better sense if he's a dirty Jew. That would make him even better.
No, most of the Jews he puts over are intelligent Jews.
Intelligent Jews, indeed.
I'm an intelligent Jew.
In his words.
Yes.
But,
are we all intelligent Jews?
I'm an intelligent half-Jew. But
Hello, Coalition for Jewish
if it's even
Jewish
possible.
rights?
I'm a slightly intelligent atheist.
But yeah,
I'm not Jewish, but I have an intelligent Jew
Guys,
bro.
shut up for being sued.
Oh.
I like latkes.
whoa. But
doesn't?
yeah, let's kick off the show and avoid lawsuits as
We're
many.
trying everything we can to not talk about Impact again.
Honestly, and I know you all disagree with me, I thought this was an alright episode.
Same here.
I didn't
You will burn in hell.
It really was. It was much more tolerable.
It was okay. It's the usual TNA thing. If it's not bad, it isn't completely shitty, but it ain't good either. It's okay.
it was an okay Impact, except for the main event that sucked shit, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, and there were a couple of moments sprinkled throughout of complete stupidity, but that we'll get to as well.
Yeah, we start off with Booby Roode, the TNA heavyweight champion, hot off his disqualification. Hot off his loss to Jeff Hardy, but the title didn't change hands. So he comes into the ring and he says, I know that after that dominant one-sided match at Genesis, I could go down in history as the greatest TNA heavyweight champion ever. And Jeff Hardy, I gotta say, I respect you. I respect the fact that all the fans chant your name. Come on, chant. He indicates to the crowd. I respect the fact that you gave it your all, and you almost got it, almost, but you failed. So the only thing you could do now is come to the ring and shake the world heavyweight champion's hand. At that, Sting comes out and basically kind of treats Bobby Roode like an idiot. He goes, let's get something straight. You Roode, you employee, me Sting, me boss.
We must not forget Sting's incredibly cool-looking Hamburglar shirt.
Yeah. He looked like like a Venice gondola or guy. I don't even know what you call it.
The gondola rollers. He looked like the love child between one of those like Paris gondola rollers and the hamburger.
You mean Venice?
Hamburglar.
But even when he was doing the "You Rude, you have belts," that type promo, I couldn't tell the difference between the usual Impact promos and that. It just sounded exactly the same. Like every Impact promo just sounds like that to me.
No, see, actually, I think it's a lot clearer because usually Impact promos are up in the most convoluted nonsense. But nonetheless,
also don't forget that you normally can't hear the people talking over the incredibly loud piping crowd noise.
Yeah, but nonetheless,
actually, one other thing. Speaking of the crowd, there's a group of people in the front row. They all have on these like green shirts. They have something.
The Green Liberty shirt.
Yeah, the Green Liberty shirt. They don't stop chanting Hardy for the entire show.
Dude, no joke. I think that's like TNA's new tactic in like doing the comb over for their audience, making it appear like there's people there. because I noticed this last week and a couple times before. I swear, like, any visiting group that goes to Universal gets free Impact tickets and are designated to sit in the front. Because last week they had those guys in the white shirts, and then one time they had like a bunch of high school kids.
It's like they bring like field trip. Let's go to professional wrestling, kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, you're going to your dream trip because you're doing this thing. Oh, and when you're here, enjoy these free complimentary tickets.
The emphasis on free. Nonetheless, he basically compares Sting basically compares Robert Roode to like the unruly kid in the back of class who's disrupting everything, and he doesn't appreciate how he kicked the referee to retain his belt. So you're gonna have a rematch tonight. The belt, Jeff Hardy.
Oh, there was also when Sting's doing that whole thing. He's making the analogy of Bobby Roode being an annoying kid in class. He's like, and the teacher's getting pissed off, so he's gonna break out his ruler and spank your butt. To which the crowd starts chanting, "Spank his butt! Spank his butt!"
Impact Zone, full of fetishes.
Yes. But yeah, that segment, it did what it was supposed to do. It was. I'll still say this. Sting as this weird authority figure is good.
I agree, actually. Like,
it's really good. It's better than seeing him wrestle.
Yeah, well, it's better than Joker Sting. It's because he's trying to be fun. Like, he's
having fun again.
It's not the caliber. It's not the caliber of, like, say, Mick Foley as a commissioner, but it's in that vein.
But that's all he needs to do, though. It's like, okay, cut an interesting promo. Don't wrestle anymore. Just be a character. And if he just sticks to this, I don't mind Sting around.
Yeah.
Yes, don't be the world champion anymore.
Exactly. Like, Sting's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, but when he had, like, all those, like, his last in-ring run in TNA, which we all unfortunately remember, it was like, shit, I don't even want to utter that sentence anymore. Now I can look at Sting positively again.
But yeah, this segment, it did what it was supposed to do, but here's the big thing that I have with this segment. They're doing it once again, and both WWE and TNA do this. They're giving away their pay-per-view main event the very next night on free TV. Both companies are guilty of doing this. It kills the reason to buy a pay-per-view.
Here's the logic, basically, that from a lot of sources, that TNA really doesn't give a shit about their pay-per-views anymore. Although they sometimes put on ones with good matches, like consistent stuff, they really don't give a shit. They care more about their TV ratings week in and week out, so they'd want to try to sizzle that up a lot more.
Yeah. It's like WCW. Only WCW, at the same time as giving a shit about their ratings, sometimes gave a shit about their pay-per-views.
Yes, but let's talk about the next segment, because whenever TNA shills, it's the best thing ever.
Matt Morgan.
It's like before they could have shitty commercials, but instead they just decided, you know what, we're doing it. We're going to splice one of our segments right directly into a commercial and just save time.
So Matt Morgan is on his way to the Direct Auto Insurance office. In case you don't know about Direct Auto Insurance, you probably haven't been watching Impact for the last 2 months, 3 months. I don't know how many months. But Crimson happens to walk out, and he's like, hey, man, I took your advice. Got myself a policy for your Direct Auto Insurance, and you were right. They really help you out, give you a good deal, make you feel comfortable.
Yes, because a tag team that kind of begrudgingly likes each other switches out of motive service information.
No, yeah, they're not. They don't really. There's no friction anymore. They're pretty much like bros now. And Matt Morgan's like, yeah, I agree. 'Cause Direct Auto Insurance, like, I really don't have to pay as much as the competitor, and like my family, I got 2 kids, and my family depends on Direct Auto Insurance. But
I can't really harp on this too much because WWE like 2 months ago did the Keystone Light guy walk in, and that pissed me off way more.
No, but they didn't put a little thing on the bottom of the screen that says paid endorsement.
No, but see, the real problem I have with this shill is that there's a commercial for Direct Auto where Crimson tells you the benefits of it. So even if they're trying to shill using kayfabe, they're not getting their stories straight. Because he technically already shilled for them, but nonetheless, by the way, we have a match with Robbie E and Robbie T. Remember them? Crimson, it's time to destroy lives, and see you tonight in the ring. They have the matches immediately on after that and last not 3 minutes.
Yes, it's like Ico Pro in 2012. If anyone remembers Ico Pro.
2012. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Ico Pro from 2000. No, what was that?
That was when the WWF was doing the World Bodybuilding Federation. It was Vince McMahon's weight loss. It was muscle building supplement.
No, yeah, I do remember those banners in the early Raws and the early pay-per-views, but I mean from watching it, but nonetheless, again, the tag match Matt Morgan and Crimson versus Robbie and Robbie T again doesn't last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I'll always say this about Robbie E. After I saw him at an independent show back in December. He is doing the best that he can with this character.
Yeah,
but it's just so like the biggest thing is that Zack Ryder got extremely popular, and so a lot of people just view him as a Zack Ryder wannabe. And the characters are different, but he's doing what he can. He's certainly much better than when he had fucking Cookie. But
of course, I think
when he's at independent shows and doing this character, and he's not bogged down by TNA's stupidity, he can be entertaining with it.
Right, because I think we all share the same. We kind of share the same sentiment. Where if they would have rebooted his entire debut, Robbie E, and instead of going for the X Division title, and he went for a television title, which would have made way more sense, we would have been as pissed off at him because he's just an annoying mid-carder that's where he's supposed to be, not being pushed into the division.
That's the thing. I don't even know if it was called the television title at that point. I think it was still the global championship.
Yeah, it was still the global title. It was still the global title when he came around. It changed to the TV title like a month afterward, but it was still the... No, it was the global title because it was AJ... No, wait, what was it?
It was AJ and Rob Perry were
at that promo after winning it from Terry, and he's like, now it's the television title.
Yeah. But
I'm thinking of right after Fortune formed. No, not a more.
Yeah, no. Nonetheless, the finish, they have a double spine buster as a finish. Basically, they toss their opponent on the floor. It looks not far removed from Wade Barrett's Wasteland, which is kind of underwhelming as a double team move.
And then afterwards...
These are two bigger guys doing it. Like Charlie Hostetler and Betterman did this type of thing where they did the slam, and it was weak in comparison to the other finishing moves, but it was decent. And these two guys who are bigger than that other tag team should be able to do a more convincing and painful looking version of it, and it's just as there, he fell down, let's pin him.
And then out comes Brutus and Mr. Joe. And I've got to say this, Joe has gotten fucking fat. He's huge now.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing much more we could say. Pretty much when he blew up on Russo back in 2010, I think he pretty much stopped caring, even though he's gonna stay in this company. I think he's afraid of how they use him in the WWE. I think anyone that has a potential to just jump ship to the WWE is probably given some kind of talk by the higher ups in the company of how unfair of an environment it is there and how much worse off you'll be. But that's my idea because never seen AJ make. I mean, you've seen him on Heat or whatever, but that was really before he was big in TNA.
Here's what I've been doing to make this whole Joe situation better. I just pretend that run didn't happen and Joe's still awesome. So it can't upset me because it doesn't happen.
He is, but nonetheless.
Then that segment happens, and Joe and Magnus will face them for the belts at whenever. And we go back to Eric Bischoff, and to quote the results, he's power walking.
Yeah, but we're moving on to the
segment.
To TNA Impact's ratings pop every week. Don't know why they left it behind for 2-3 weeks before, but here comes the Garrett Bischoff storyline.
Yeah, it shows that one time where Garrett Bischoff successfully did a DDT.
Yeah, it shows that he's successful. Yeah, the snap flowing. But basically Eric Bischoff cuts cuts a promo about like, he's like, hey, I get it, Garrett. You have a dream, and of course, like you watch our show, and I'd compare it to like to rock stars like Eddie Van Halen, Slash. They know how to shred the guitar. They make it look easy. So
No, they don't. No.
they don't. Not certainly not.
Not at all.
But
That's what makes them cool.
But and just like our show, the folks over here are of the highest caliber, and they make everything look easy. So you had your dream, and you think that you're one of the boys now. Sting hands you a pair of boots, and you think that you're a wrestler now.
Oh, you're skipping the part where he goes into Kevin Nash territory and starts talking about things he did back in the past, like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, right. He was like, you grew up watching me revolutionize the business, have the top wrestling company in the world, and blah 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 blah. Usual Eric Bischoff heel braggadocio promo.
Well, there's a line that he says in this that I just find hilarious. He says, "You grew up watching your dad reinvent the business, aka driving a company out of business, and making millions of dollars, aka losing millions of dollars."
Yeah.
Wasn't that funny when he said like, and I made sure that no one around me succeeded, not even people in my own company. I'm like, so he admits to storing it.
Yeah, he admits to burning bridges and saying he said I created a scorched earth behind me of people that just couldn't make it, or that I just shut people out or whatever. Like the heel who's very much aware that he's a heel. Garrett Bischoff comes out and
sporting a haircut that would make him perfect for the casting call in The Outsiders.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty much right. He does have a Ralph Macchio vibe about him, but not.
Dude, just give him a leather jacket and like a toothpick to like put into his mouth. That's his new gimmick in TNA.
Direct him to say, "Let's do it for Chuck." Whatever that quote was. But he basically says, "I'm not going anywhere. You're not going to do anything about it. Like, I'm living my dream. I'm learning from and being influenced by the greats in the back like Sting, James Storm, Hardy, and AJ. And I'm going to continue doing it whether you like it or not." But and he also reveals that he has a trainer at the moment who Eric will be shocked to find out who it is.
It's the Shockmaster! Shockmaster!
No, I know who the fuck it is. This is.
I know who it is too. I have
right now. It is Hulk fucking Hogan.
Thank you.
Why?
He will return as a face, and we will love him again.
After that comment he made about dead wrestlers, you can never love him again.
I'm being in the TNA denial zone, Subrick, not in reality.
But yeah, before they go, Garrett's about to go in the back, and then Eric grabs him by the collar. And then Garrett responds by almost strangling his father and saying, "Keep your hands off of me." And we leave Bischoff in the ring with the most like seething, bitter look, except with the age and fatigue on his face, and like the rest, it just looks like he's some kind of a monster, and he's about to melt.
It's like he's about to take a really bad crap.
And it just, yeah. It looks kind of sinister, but at the same time, it looks very goofy.
It makes him look like he's in his fucking 70s.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks like a rape face.
Shit, I remember, speaking of like latter-day WCW, to go off on another tangent, I remember like Genghis showing us a few matches, he looked fucking awful, like in 2000, 2001. Like he looked bad, like the failure of the company was like killing him. Like he
had the gigantic fucking gray hair.
Yeah, and he looked thin, like frail. Like it was very hard to look at. This is just age.
If I spent all my time fly fishing in the middle of nowhere, I'd look like shit too.
Yeah, but the next person we turn to, backstage is Winter and Angelina Love.
Oh God, this.
And they're
I watched this. They're talking about the next match, which is Winter versus ODB. God damn it, not ODB. Winter, she cannot fucking speak.
Yeah, she's kind of like, and like I hate to make a reference to this, but cheerleader Melissa is a great wrestler, but she can't talk.
Oh, dude, I agree. I'm a fan.
Yeah, like it's similar. Like in my opinion, like it's a similar delivery where it just kind of seems like she's not really given much effort, because she doesn't really have the talent for it. But
don't forget Pirate Hooker.
It's not to take away.
Pirate Hooker's next to her, and she looks like
she does.
Nope. Angelina Love's standing right next to her, and in all of her Pirate Hooker glory, she looks like her face is gonna fall off.
Yeah. But that's Angelina Love. Like nothing much changed with her.
Yeah.
Just go into your happy place. What I do. Close your eyes, go into your happy place, and pretend you're being stroked by Katie Lee.
Yeah.
Now, moving on from two people who don't really have the best speaking chops to two people who do, we have a video package about the whole blossoming romance between Eric Young and ODB.
And we here at DarkMatch support the idea. If Eric Young's on TV, it's watchable.
Yes, and ODB just adds some spice to the mix, and it's kind of funny how they play an odd couple where the sort of Eric's feelings are unrequited. They flash back. They're getting Eric Young is about to like accompany ODB to a forthcoming match with Winter, and he was saying, so you want to take our love in the next direction? ODB says, what do you mean? It was just one kiss. I was hot and horny that time.
It's Dawson's Creek, but in wrestling.
Yeah, and whoa, Dawson's Creek.
And hornier.
Yeah. He's like, come on, get ready for a match. And Eric Young's like, yeah, it's going to be great. She comes back, slaps him on the ass, and like when I say he's a good talker, he was fucking like, I'm going to try to replicate this. He was like, you just smacked me. I'm like, it's going to be great. Like he was like, we got to go about this slowly. Talking to the audience. Don't gotta move too fast into this.
If this whole like story just ends with ODB carrying Eric Young up the ramp, I'll be so happy.
No, ODB carrying Eric up the ramp.
Right, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said it the other way around. Regardless, this is like it's like watching a bad sitcom actually, except this is the one part of the sitcom that you can actually stand to watch.
Yeah, this is where the goofy, wacky next-door neighbor shows up. Hey, guys, how's it going? And this week he has a girlfriend.
I love that he's like talking to the audience. He's like, okay, we're going to get through this, guys. Are we moving along too fast? But yeah, the next match that we have is Winter versus ODB. Is it wrong to say that this might be the match of the night?
No. Yeah, actually, it is.
This is a good match. I technically like Kurt versus Storm better, but I've always liked better work.
I liked it a lot better than the Jen, but we'll get to it.
Well, the thing about this one is it's a rare situation where you got two knockouts that actually know how to wrestle, know how to work a match. And the problem is whenever that happens, you have to establish a disconnect between the storylines and shit, and them coming out and just working the match like they would in any indie show that doesn't have any long-term angle, you know?
Right. It's like if this match was just a match, I would have enjoyed it, but having Eric Young and then Angelina there doing their stuff, it's really distracting because it's like this match was only booked to further that plot line up, and I would have rather just seen this match like be just Winter versus ODB, no distractions. But to be interrupted by Eric Young, that's a positive, though.
Yeah, see, I'm basically debating myself whether I don't like this match because it's the usual, like, Diva-style, very short match. And unlike many Divas matches, both participants are good workers. But, like, at the same time, I like Eric Young, so his interruptions were fairly good. It like, basically, Angelina Love tries to get involved, and then he comes in the ring, picks her up on his shoulder in a fireman's carry, and does an airplane spin.
Angelina Love knowing the best way possible, spinning in circles.
Airplane spin. And not only does she put it over by just falling straight down, but he staggers, like looks quite dizzy, readies himself, then just flops.
I like to think in the back before this match happened, a bunch of the dudes were just like going up to Erica and going, "Dude, I'll give you $50 if you spin so many times she pukes. Come on, do it."
If only.
No, she'd be puking from the heroin withdrawal. I'm sorry, we're not trying to slander her in that way. We just say that she looks like someone who takes heroin.
Yes. We're not supposed to accuse her of drug abuse. Okay.
Oh,
we have no
man.
account number.
We just got into dark territory. Anyway, ODB wins with a TKO, and then after the match, ODB takes that glittered green flask and takes swigs of it, and then she hands it to Eric. She's like, "Drink it," and he just takes like a little baby sip, and he's like, "No, drink it!" And then he takes like the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and she has this damn like blinged out, bedazzled flask now.
I know, flasks don't need
weird.
bedazzling. Flasks are fine on their own because their context, anything that's inside a flask is always gold. It doesn't need any special bling bling. A flask just needs to be itself.
It's like I'd expect Madison Rain to come out with a flask like that, if anyone.
Exactly. Like if Madison was an angle to make fun of ODB and her flask was all pink and girly and she said, "Oh, this is special juice."
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, next segment that we have, AJ Styles comes out to address Mr. Frankie Kazarian. And Kazarian comes out and he looks sad because apparently he turned on AJ. And they don't mention at all in this segment how Frankie turned on AJ.
No, they do. They
do?
kept it. He basically they were having the wild card tag tournament. They were pairing AJ and Kaz up. It didn't happen last week, so it's easy to forget. But basically, he was going to tag Kaz, and Kaz jumped down on the apron, and that gave, I believe, Genius the win.
It's not even that. It's TNA nature where anyone who is ever friends with AJ Styles to just ultimately betray him.
Yeah.
And this goes back further.
AJ, you are friendless here.
This goes back way further than like Daniels turning on him. That was just like the final straw. But remember Team Angle? Angle turned on him and beat the shit out of him, and then that feud started. Even before that,
Christian's
Actually, I thought
Coalition
they turned on him first.
Didn't Christian's Coalition also do that?
I think so. Because then he was doing the betraying. I'm talking about AJ and getting betrayed himself.
But yeah.
Oh, Tom Cole betrayed him. That did happen though eventually.
But yeah, so AJ brings Kazarian out and he's like, "Why did you betray me? Why did you turn on me?" And Kazarian doesn't talk for the entire time. And he's like, "I went through this a year ago when Christopher Daniels did this to me." And then Kazarian says, "I can't Huh?
Lies, AJ. Because he was betrayed more. Go on.
But Kaz
doesn't
talk. It's basically like he's very reluctant. He says, "AJ, I'm sorry, I can't explain." And out from the ramp you hear, "But I can, AJ." It's Chris Daniels. He basically, like in his smiling evil role, he basically kind of goes behind Kaz and tells him he's sick and tired of being basically under the wing of like a falling star, of like someone who's like past his prime, or like didn't use expressions like that. Basically, AJ's a lost cause. He lose match after match, and just like that time in Alabama when I beat you, remember that? Kaz knows that he could, if he follows me, he follows someone more successful, and obviously this is not the real reason. There's something hostage going. There's some kind of hostage situation going on.
All the time that he's saying all that stuff, Kaz is standing behind him, looking over his shoulder at AJ, shaking his head. No, that's not true.
Yeah, so obviously Kazarian is forced to do this against his will, and Daniels orders him out of the ring, and then I laughed like mad when this happened. Daniels goes to walk out of the ring, and you see AJ. He gets that "you son of a bitch" look on his face, and he takes the microphone and fucking throws it at Christopher Daniels.
That was glorious.
Bam! He just like
honestly,
and when it hits him, it's just like boom.
Honestly, I don't care what anyone says. Spot of the year. right there.
In this company, it's not been a year for too long, but
more wrestlers should just straight throw mics like that. That would just make wrestlers.
I'm talking in any company. That's a runner for spot of the year for right now.
Okay. I definitely they were able to. They probably planned it because Chris Daniels, he was wearing a leather jacket, so there will be no. There's really no, it won't hurt that. It would just be a minor disturbance, but it was funny. It was so abrupt. And we go from there. Well, this remains unresolved. I guess we'll find out about Kez next week, maybe the coming weeks if they don't abort this angle. See James Roode backstage, and then we recap Bully Ray and Abyss's Monsters Ball match where Abyss went over and he's now freed from Immortal, which I don't think we spoke about that once during our Genesis recap because I don't think they emphasized it enough. But to suffice it to say, this backstage segment I fucking loved.
Yeah, apparently the WWE creative office has gotten to Bully Ray because Bubba spends the entire fucking segment talking about Twitter.
That's the point. This is the one send-up I've ever seen TNA do of WWE that was done so subtly, even though the way that they send him up is just by mentioning as much. Bully Ray doesn't give a shit that he lost. He's like, did you see this, Roode? I was trending on Twitter. And he's like, and Rude's like, yeah, Twitter. He's like, damn it, why the hell did Sting have to book that match? Why do I have to defend my title against Hardy? All I want to do is go there and shake his hand. And Bubba goes, yeah, fuck Sting. He's not trending on Twitter.
And when TNA can make fun of you successfully and make it funny, you have the capacity to screw up on a massive level, or you really just have to look yourself in the mirror.
I want to summarize this more, if I may.
Who cares if he ground my balls with a cheese grater? It was on Twitter.
Yeah, he's like, Roode, you on Twitter? And Roode's like, come on, this is not Twitter. This is not about Twitter. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to retain the title. And he says, listen, I know you're jealous about me trending on Twitter. But but I got your back.
All this segment was Bully Ray making some footage I can take to WWE and say, see, I fit in with your product these days.
Probably.
Well, Bubba has been wanting to. They have been looking at Bubba to return. He's just preparing himself.
But I didn't do justice. His delivery was so beautiful. But nonetheless,
it was glorious.
Bully says he basically he's got Roode's back and yeah, you're gonna give me that title shot after I got your back. You're gonna give me that title shot. And Roode's like, yeah, title shot. Definitely gonna, yeah. So the promo, if nothing else, was to put over the fact that Roode's frustrated about the match tonight, and Bully Ray is being given an empty promise. So either
leading to the Bully Ray face turn, and then we get to cheer for him, and he wins the title.
No. He has a retirement match probably. If they respect him enough to do that for him, but nonetheless, but in doing so, Bubba made this instead about Twitter, and in my opinion, that is how they sent up the WWE. This promo had two very relevant story points that I'm surprised that they're maintaining, but Twitter.
Well, TNA admittedly has been getting slightly less abysmal. It's been getting slightly more watchable.
Yeah, I mean. But I mean, the only detraction I could say about this is that WWE is kind of integrating the whole the very first week they started talking about trading on Twitter, it was insane. Now it's just they just have it the watermark during the match and they just put it over once. And that's about it. But
no, that Raw gets rocked the week before Survivor Series where they mentioned Twitter 134 times.
Yeah.
Oh god damn.
That was actually counted.
You counted?
No, Wrestling Observer counted, and then they put Spoonie's video of it on F4W.com.
But yeah, next we have James Storm coming out to the ring, and basically says hey, I'm a man's man. If I have something to say, I call someone out. I don't say anything behind their back. I say it to their face. Kurt Angle come out here,
and good thing to say if you're a face. Continue.
And now. Basically, Kurt Angle is he's now doing this thing where he kind of lets his music hit and he doesn't come out for until 30-40 minutes after. I wonder if they're trying to take after Jeff Hardy doing But nonetheless, Angle's he's like, I don't know what's going on, and then James Storm is like,
In
shut.
case you missed it there, that was a Victory Road joke.
Yeah.
I got that now.
Teefus, professional joke explainer.
Hey, no one else laughed.
He's like Andy Kindler. But
Anyway,
That was a joke.
Reference, damn.
But nonetheless, Angle's like, I don't know what's going on. James Storm says, shut up. Then Angle's like, come on, James, I don't know. Smacks the mic out of his hand. So we have more awesome spots with mics in this. In this.
now, if only it like flew out into the crowd and pelted someone in the head.
Oh no, the redhead we pay. She's down. Send in a medic. Stop the match.
Maybe it would have shut up those people in the green Liberty shirts from chanting Hardy during the show.
Mm.
They were the only people in the crowd. They were the only people in the crowd not making piped-in noise.
I want to go back to the green Liberty chicks. Did anyone else, like, back to the Bischoff segment? Even though I hate retreading this, but did anyone else swear that they were chanting Garrett? I swear they're chanting Garrett. Or
no, there was real crowd reaction in the show. I noticed it was for the right moments, but nonetheless, like.
They still use that.
It was mostly from the very shrill girls that were all in the front row wearing company T-shirts.
Yeah, it's like the Disney MGM things now. It's just like they're giving free shit out for people.
Then again, haven't you seen some of those people?
Noise.
Haven't you seen some of those people who basically are wearing TNT shirts, meaning Tessmacher and Tara shirts that presumably were made by themselves because they have their own YouTube channel and they're doing the. I mean, I'd figure they take those. They tell them to not be in here with shirts like that because like. If you saw the commercial they aired about Tessmacher, she's now going to be doing a Hooters competition. They're going to sponsor her. So she shows
her real name now.
Yeah, Brooke Adams. She was showing promise, like she was kind of raising to the caliber of Eve in a pretty quick amount of time. But
she's certainly hotter than Eve is.
No longer.
Eve, that's still not good.
But
this segment, back to this segment. Sprude starts talking about how you wouldn't expect Angle to do anything because he takes the low road because he's an opportunist, or what my 6-year-old daughter would call him, a cheater.
He's being a face, super face. Like
If he would have just said doo-doo head instead of cheater, it would have been the line of the night.
Actually, it's funny you say doo-doo head, because I think...
Because John Cena ran in from the crowd.
No, I forgot what exactly he's gonna, fuck. He said something about, like, taking something from Angle, shoving it down his throat, and making him poop it out. Like, I remember him saying that. So.
I'm gonna kick you in the face so hard that you're gonna swallow your teeth and crap them out in the morning.
No, he did say poop, though. So I wonder if it's not from like hanging out with his kid all the time. So I guess it's a good thing that he's a baby face now.
He talked about his kid again.
Yep. But basically he wants a rematch with Kurt Angle or really because Kurt Angle fucking took the long wrestling gear. I didn't prepare for this, and Sting comes out in that fucking gondolier.
That Hamburglar outfit.
Yeah.
I like what
Ho, yo, ho, a pirate's life for Sting.
He looks more like a deckhand than a pirate.
Yeah, he does.
But
he's the world's most downtrodden homeless pirate.
But
he came out to swat James Storm's poop deck.
That's the reason why he employs Angelina. He needs a pirate hooker.
Yeah. But
what he does next, though, I support, and I wish more GMs did this, or just any authority figure instead of another just long talk promo where he's like, "You guys have a beef with each other? Settle it right now. Ring gear, match, go."
Yes, but he before he says that, he says, "Oh yeah, message for Bobby Roode: if you intentionally get yourself disqualified, title's going to Jeff Hardy." They need to
keep this in mind for the end of the show, everyone.
Oh yeah, fuck that. But they couldn't attach this to the first promo. Why, I don't know, but nonetheless, he basically says, I'm gonna raise the stakes to the match because the winner of this match will face the winner of the main event between Hardy and Rude. So, Angle, get on your boots. I don't care if you say you don't have your gear. He's like, tick-tock, clock is ticking. Angle bolts to the back to get on his gear, and the match starts after that. As James Storm is already in, technically giving him a jobber entrance. And we play Kurt Angle's music. It takes 30-40 seconds. And I was actually wrong. I tried to make a stupid quip point before that, like, no, Kurt Angle's doing this. But actually, he was late because you basically see him slipping into his knee pads, like, as he comes in.
Yeah, and so Angle,
but they at least kept up with continuity.
And so they stop his music, and then the ref rings the bell. They start counting to 10. Then at like 7 or 8, you see Angle come through the tunnel, and he's putting on his knee pads, and he's putting his straps up, and like right as the ref gets to 9.5, he bolts into the ring, and then Storm starts beating the shit out of him. Yeah,
I like this match. I could go through it, like, I could try to go through it step by step. I'm not sure I remember all the points, but basically,
Well, early on in the match, Kurt Angle tried to take out Storm's leg, and the psychology was so he wouldn't use the super kick that done him in twice.
Yeah. And they're also going back and forth, and pretty much it looks like James Storm has the advantage until they go outside and Angle delivers a belly-to-belly. That pretty much weakens them enough for the time being that Angle gets the advantage. He's not doing a lot of holds to him at this point, because he's a cocky heel. He's not doing a lot of holds, just giving him a lot of rights, giving him a lot of other different punches, like kind of putting rest holds, like if any, on him. And this all comes to a head when Kurt Angle goes for a cross-body block, as James Storm does at the same time, out of desperation. So they're both laid out in the ring. James Storm eventually gets back up. Kurt Angle tries to go for an easy kind of, like a low blow, like an easy attack. James Storm gets the win, does a backcracker, basically starts getting his face shine, goes up to the top rope, is going to do, like, I guess, a fist drop, but Angle gets his foot up.
And then he reverses it successfully into an ankle lock of his own that kind of looked like a cravant, but it was straight up an ankle lock nonetheless.
Yeah, it did. His back was, like, unlike normal ankle locks where they're sort of facing, his back faces... is parallel to Angle, but is facing him.
Right, it reminded me of a cravant hold, like if Chris Hero would do it.
Yeah.
This is right onto the ankle.
Now, at this point, Angle's doing a lot of selling of putting him over very well. Like, he's limping around the ring from James Storm's variation. So what he does is he goes to get Storm's beer bottle, and he instead hides it a little. The ref doesn't see it. Instead of, like, bring it into the ring full stop, he just drinks some, like the usual spit in the face spot. The ref sees it. He takes away the beer bottle and puts it out in the corner, and at that, Kurt Angle spits beer in James Storm's face, and is about to, and then clocks him pretty heavy knockout punch, gets an ear fall, and he's about to gets very frustrated, about to start wailing on Storm when Storm hits him with a code breaker. Last call, finish.
Oh, and I love that sequence that he did, just like the front backstabber in the front, flips him over, Angle sells just right, Storm gets up and super kick. Man, that sequence,
yeah,
he just got it down.
This whole match, I felt was a shitload better than their bout at Genesis. But
yeah.
The big problem is, like, there's no... They're really, like, you can't care about this Angle as they put over during the match at Genesis, because in the very first match, in less than a minute, James Storm won. Over a minute. I'll give it that kind of credit. It's the
kind of situation where you got two guys that can really go well. I mean, despite everything, Kurt Angle can still deliver a great match.
Yeah.
And Storm definitely can deliver a great match with just about anybody. And because of the angle, because of how they're booked, because of the characters they're portraying, because the promo they cut just before the commercial break before this match, you're just like, what purpose is there for me to care about this?
Yeah, it has all the right ingredients. It's just the mishandling is so piss poor. It's like, I should care about this more, but everything around it just gets in the fucking way.
It's like you have all the ingredients for a cake and you want to make a filet mignon.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but hey, nice TV match. Storm's now the #1 contender to the heavyweight championship, and Jeff Hardy. Oh my fucking god, Jeff! You gotta cut these promos before you apply your fucking face paint. Nobody takes you seriously when you cut promos with a half fucking face paint on with green and all these weird worms. Like,
seriously, either finish it or do it beforehand.
No, it was half throughout the night. That's what
I know.
Well,
I'm just saying, either needs to finish the face paint or not do it before he cuts the promos.
Yeah, it just like, I mean, never mind the fact that he's far from the best talker. Only really puts over what's needed to be put over. Doesn't put any spice to it.
But to be fair, he has gotten better.
Yeah. He's gotten smoother. He's gotten more convincing, but less, but still not too good of a talker.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he basically he didn't come out of Genesis with the title. I don't consider that a win, even though the match was awarded to me. But I'm gonna beat him tonight. And wow, I should have waited till now, because now they have the whole Brooke Tessmacher thing.
Yeah, we see montage of Brooke Adams, Brooke Tessmacher, whatever. And she works at Hooters in her spare time because every TNA knockout needs to have a second or third job.
And if you look hard enough on the internet, she has topless pictures of her that are real.
Yeah, she does. But
you say that about a lot of girls in wrestling, though.
Yeah, but I always like to plug boobies.
So, yeah, we learned that she's going to be doing the Hooters Dream Girl thing, blah, blah, blue, whatever, look at the hot lady on TV. Anyway.
Get a boner.
I'm just saying, I like this next guy. I just think there's a time and a place to really, like, boobs, you know? This is not the place. This is not the time.
But
that's just me.
Nonetheless, our next segment features Sting and Madison Rayne. I've already expressed my delight at like any Madison Rayne promo. I think the problem with her singles heel run before was that she didn't have a foil. Now she has a foil in Sting, and it's awesome.
Oh yeah, they really were like a good comedic duo.
I think Madison Rayne has pretty much come up to be the Vicky Guerrero of this company, because everything she does is exaggerated. Like, it's like she's clearly the wicked sort of female heel of the company, and she says, tells Sting, we've got off on the wrong foot, but I'd like you to officially declare Scouts division. And Sting says, well, you've done an abysmal job, so I'm not going to do that, but you deserve bigger things. So Mickie James, I see you interrupting in your friend Gail's matches, so I'm going to put you and Mickie in a steel cage next week, again, with the random gimmick.
And she's like, no, please don't do that. Please think this over. And then Sting's like, yeah, I'm still doing it.
And Mickie goes off while going, Gail! Where's Gail? Like,
but there's one thing in this segment that really bugged me. It pertains to the camera style that TNA likes to use.
Oh my god, yes.
It pertains to the camera style that TNA likes to use for their backstage segments. They use that like hidden backstage camera dude sort of thing, like he's hiding behind a wall.
Camcorder.
And the thing with this is that we see the promo, and then we see the promo go out of focus. The camera pans over to the other camera that's filming this, and we watch half of the promo through the camera's video screen.
Yeah, the heads up to.
Yeah.
It's like TNA stopped doing that. And it's funny. I go to like another slight tangent. I go to an ROH show back in June, I think it was, either Best in the World or Death Before Dishonor.
Death Before Dishonor. We
And
had the review, but someone lost it.
And I hear people fucking talking outside being like, you know, I hate TNA. Nothing makes sense, but I gotta say, they film their backstage segments so much better than the WWE does. Sir.
Find those people and throw them into a wall.
Yes.
Just like half the camera angle in most of their backstage segments.
Yeah, this was a prime example. The stupid video screen. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It gets so distracting to actually give a fuck about the promo when half the promo is behind a wall that the camera is looking at.
So, I mean, goddamn, guys, we've seen better spy footage than this leaked from the government. For fuck's sake. We know there's going to be a camera there. We know you're trying to show us something. So just fucking come out and do it. It's not like you can hide a fucking douchebag with a 30-pound camera on his shoulder behind a fucking half-closed door and not have wrestlers notice it.
Especially when, they walk past the camera half the time when they're exiting the segment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that segment happens. It does whatever. It's main event time. Yay.
Bobby
Roode versus Jeff Hardy for the world title. This sucked.
Man, Jeff Hardy's star is fading, I have to say, especially being in this company. But you look at his matches, certainly with Roode, Roode's a fucking great worker. But it's hard for him to, carry Jeff through nothing more than, he gets the advantage, and then Jeff Hardy does his, split-legged leg drop or drop to the groin or whatever. Or he does this spot or he does that spot, and it's like, yeah.
It's hard to carry somebody when he gasses out after 6 minutes.
Well, not even that. Jeff Hardy just doesn't know, he just does, his usual signature stuff to do it.
He just doesn't know how to pace himself anymore.
Yeah, there's no sequence.
If he was in a WWF, they had him, he would be able to get away with that in these matches. Not here.
That's because they always put him with someone who knew how to pace the match.
It's like he was definitely one of the sort of products of Sabu, but he can't work a match near as good as Sabu.
I love Sabu.
Nonetheless,
I think there's something in here in terms of Jeff really disintegrating ability-wise, because back when he was in the WWE and the WWF, he could do a great match. Just watch his matches with CM Punk. But
you gotta think about that. You gotta think about that too, Subrick. In WWE, they always put him with someone who is proven to know how to pace a match.
Fuck, when they groomed him for the title, they put him with Triple H. That's, first of all, for any fan, Mark to know that you've sort of made it, or to know that you're in the title picture, Triple H is the one that you feud with.
But as I was trying to say, though,
and nothing against Bobby Roode, but we just haven't seen that from him. He's a great worker, but we just haven't seen that whole pacing thing from him yet.
Now, as I was trying to say, though, it seems like whenever a worker from WWE who a lot of people really enjoyed, to use an example, Mr. Anderson, when he was in WWE, he was entertaining. He was entertaining. He would have good matches. He would have good promos. The moment he went to TNA, all that went away.
Well,
it's because WWE knows in general how to hide their workers' weakness.
Yeah, they know how to work. The creative does know how to work with them. CM Punk is one example. He kind of said on Colt Cabanas, he's like, if I don't like the script, I generally throw it away. But if I do think that something can be done with it, I work with the people on the team. So they're gone.
You could look at all of Anderson's promos back in WWE and say, if this wasn't done carefully, if this wasn't crafted right, it would suck.
You would get, I couldn't even talk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, it's WWE. They follow the Paul Heyman way in terms of, crafting their workers. Put the positives out there for everyone to see and hide the negatives as well as you can.
Yeah.
And for a guy like Ken Anderson, when he was Mr. Kennedy, that worked extremely well because when he was in WWE as Mr. Kennedy, he was entertaining. He was a great guy to watch. Goes to WWE, he goes to TNA where they don't have that, where they just let them do fuck all. He gets just grating immediately.
Yep.
It's a standard TNA thing. Any charisma, in-ring ability, and things like that that you had in WWE that might have gotten you over or through a match, get to TNA, vacuum sucks it all out. Slowly, though.
But yeah, and here's the thing. I know people criticize, like, say, yeah, it's no secret that Jeff Hardy does some shitty fucking spots that no one in their right mind would do from their health. It's like you watch like Botchamania videos and you see like indie guys doing drop kicks on a friggin' parquet floor. I know this isn't the most dangerous thing that Jeff Hardy's ever done, but he did that spot where he was outside and Rude was like leaning against the barricade, and he just jumps and does that sort of like half backflip sort of leg Larry or whatever you'd call it.
The poetry in motion.
Oh, yeah. That's what the poetry in motion is. So like he does, like Rude moved out of the way, he hit the barricade so hard that I was just like, Jeff, fucking think about yourself. It just didn't look like something any wrestler should be doing, and I just compared him unfavorably to Sabu. Sabu did that all the time.
Well, yeah,
it's like
who could do dangerous spots like that and really just like know how to protect themselves, but as that footage evidence, Hardy's not one of them, because I don't mind if a wrestler will take a dangerous spot as long as they know what they're doing. Like if Steen did a crazy spot off the apron, let's say he went into the crowd, that's a guy I trust to know how to protect himself with that.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. Yeah, it's just when wrestlers that do it, it's not bad. It's actually really entertaining. But when somebody doesn't know what they're doing, they're gonna hurt themselves. Knock the fuck off.
Yeah, with this spot, with the Jeff Hardy flying into the guardrail spot, normally like somebody who would try to do it as safely as possible, if you can really do a spot like this as safely as possible, they try to do it so that way when they hit the top of the guardrail, they roll off and or flip off more likely and take the most of the force on the ground. But with Jeff, he just sort of flies straight into the guardrail and smacks it with all his force, and it like bends like a pretzel, and it looks gruesome, really.
But yeah, I mean, hey, we'll get through like again, Jeff Hardy gets a disadvantage and does the spots like that kind of like the whisper in the wind, stuff like that. He does 2 twisted fates to Rude, 3, I think. Like 1, and then there 5 minutes pass, and he does 2 in a row. He goes up
I will say one of those ace crushers that he did was really, really solid. I don't remember which one it was, the second or third one.
Yeah, even he did his stunner variation of it, but he goes up to the top to do the swanton, hits it. He most likely, like, it's pretty established. Yeah, Rude's down. It's about to be 1, 2, 3. Bully Ray pulls out the referee and kicks Hebner square in the head. Like, it was a little bit hard to watch, but here's where my contempt for this finish comes. Nothing happens. Jeff Hardy's music hits. The bell was not rung at all. No announcement was made. I guess it's no contest.
Yeah, it's a no contest. That's what the
point is. The match just sort of stops.
But
yeah,
we give up. It's next week's show.
And we've seen them send out 2, 3, 4 more referees to try and finish a match in the past, but no, one's enough.
Yeah, they just hang this shit on a cliff, and they shouldn't be doing that. That's all there is to it. Like it's like if they think their ratings are gonna spike based on because they want to know the finish of the match that they were basically denied.
Yeah, and he also hit the crossbody over the top rope on Bubba. For what reason? The match is over. He wasn't climbing in the ring to get at you. He's done his job.
Yeah.
Give a shit.
It's like he was frustrated at him. Okay, so get down there and start pummeling him. That's what you usually do when you're you don't fucking go to the top rope and do a dive. But I guess that's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he has to dive off and then fumble. He's like straight pulling.
It's typical of TNA anyway, because okay, solid decent match or solid decent show. And the finish is just like, what the fuck, guys? Come on. You can give us a shitty, unsatisfying heel goes over match.
It's like,
and we'll appreciate it. We'll acknowledge that it's good, even if we don't, even if the mark part of us is like, "Boo, the heel won," you know.
I mean, yeah. Like, you could have Jeff Hardy somehow get counted out. You could have Rude beat his ass down, or rather, or have Rude get counted out.
Or the impossible, have Rude beat Hardy.
But don't forget, they're trying to drag this shit out as long as possible. So they're doing non-finish after non-finish.
We've already established that for the next pay-per-view, Storm is going to be wrestling him. So why not start hyping that shit? Why not have
because they're going to go in for a triple threat.
Why not have Rude just beat him, retain the fucking title, have James Storm show up at the end and stand in the ramp?
They want to do the most.
I guarantee you, this is the route they're going to go. They're going to drag this shit out where they never got their definitive finish between Jeff Hardy and Rude, but Storm's the #1 contender now, so they're going to go with a triple threat. So you got Rude versus Storm. Oh my God, grudge match between former best friends, and then Jeff Hardy being the third wheel because it's Jeff Hardy. Everyone wants to see Jeff Hardy.
And then Jeff wins the match and wins the belt. Because that's TNA.
It's kind of going back to Royal Rumble 2004 into WrestleMania 20, where Shawn Michaels insisted that he and Triple H hadn't settled their rivalry yet, but Chris Benoit had won the right to challenge Triple H for the title at WrestleMania. So Shawn Michaels interjected himself in the match. That's a better way to do it, where the third wheel, technically, so to speak, is the former best friend instead of just some random schmo just walking into the feud.
Yes, well, when they did it with Shawn Michaels and Benoit and Triple H, you have to admit we got two amazing matches out of it. So it was a
no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. WWE did it right because the random schmo that was added to the feud was the guy that had no real direct past connection to either of the other two guys. So he had to actually legitimately earn his title shot, and therefore he's forced by company policy to be in the situation. Whereas here, you got the best friend having to legitimately earn his title shot, where the former best friend is just, just throwing himself in there instead. And it's just like, no, do it right. Flip him around. Make Jeff Hardy have to go through Kurt Angle so much. We got a decent, natural, fluid grudge match between Storm and Rude that doesn't need, you have to win this match, you have to win that match, you have to win this match, you have to win that match, stipulation after stipulation to get to him. No, give him the fucking match, because that's the grudge match people want to see. That's what's going to sell the tickets. And then if you want Jeff Hardy in there, okay, but make him actually have to earn it through all those stipulation matches. His whole trial and redemption thing. How about that? Fuck.
So yes, as we end and Teefus comes to a boil, we have a no contest, end of show. For the most part, this show was
There's not enough
good.
scotch in this apartment.
Find some new alcohol for a change.
No.
Well, at least fucking vodka doesn't burn your fucking tongue.
Vodka is for pussies and Russians, and I am neither, sir.
Well, I'm Italian, so I'll go for wine instead.
Oh, good. You have your wine. I'll stick with my scotch. Okay.
Hey, Chris,
I'll stick with a 17-year-old not even supposed to be drinking.
18. Wine.
Ooh, that's so much better.
Me and Magpie and I will continue rocking the ganj.
At least, like I said, at least scotch doesn't burn your tongue. Wine's just bitter.
What?
Okay, Subrick, I'm going to tell you a secret. No one likes the taste of alcohol ever. So it doesn't matter if it burns. That's not an argument.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the finish. I don't even know what the fuck we're getting more screen time now.
We spoke about it enough.
We were like, okay, show's over. Show was good for the most part.
Against it's terrible, but it's an Impact show, so that neck means it's not good.
You find every TNA show to be just the bottom of the barrel. Like,
and really, they've been doing better, and coincidentally, Hulk Hogan has not been at any TNA tapings for a couple months now.
Oh, I'm not trying to sound like Jade. It was just TNA is just dead to me. Dead.
But yeah, I guess now we'll go on to our usual segment. What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal? I'd say Brooke Adams Hootermacher gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
You motherfucker! You stole mine.
The camcorder and up close gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
ODB's Bedazzled Splask, for God knows what reason, lime green, mind you, gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
The direct auto insurance offices get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Thank you, Matt Morgan and Crimson.
So that was the dark match this week. I am the fat one, Subrick.
I am Christopher Says. Dark match is messing out of the monotone.
I am Teefus, and I have.
You just go, Teefus. You're more important. Blah, blah.
He drinks scotch, damn it.
I'm Teefus, and I'm drinking scotch. Shut up, Subrick.
I am Magpie. Cuckoo Cuckoo.
I'm in a danger zone.
And with that, good night.